Gotta rewind and
Let's start over. Let's go.
All right.
Guys,
welcome,
hello.
guys. Thanks so much for joining us today. Whether you're new, welcome, or a repeat, welcome as well. We appreciate all of you for joining us and learning from us. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. That way you don't miss these and you can rewatch them, or you can watch the recordings. You can share them with your friends, your family, anybody that you want to help educate on health matters. Also leave us comments, give us likes, thumbs up, everything, and questions pertaining to this topic today. We will take questions at the end.
Yeah.
And like I said, the topic today, there's no hiding it. It is our Livegood plant-based protein powder. And the reason we're bringing this up today is because we realized we never really did a reintroduction when we made a few changes, a few wonderful changes. One of them is certified organic. Another one is we increased the serving size from 15 servings in a tub to 30 servings in a bag, and a couple other changes that we'll go into as we go through our talk today. Bottom line, if you're not supplementing with a high quality protein powder daily, you're likely falling short of the most essential nutrient your body needs, macronutrient your body needs to build muscle, burn fat, balance hormones, stay energized, heal.
Build neurotransmitters, enzymes. So there's a lot of stuff that protein's responsible for. It's not really a fuel, right? Like fat and carbohydrates are.
Right.
And it's we were just on this topic talking about is it a fad that people are recommending so much more protein in their diet? And I say wholeheartedly no. I don't think it's a fad at all. I don't think it's a trendy diet or anything like that.
Right. Just like with anything in health and wellness, there's minor adjustments. Things change. You see the guidelines for cholesterol have changed over the years, and you're just kind of seeing the same thing here, where it's always been about 0.8 kilograms per pound of body.
Grams per kilogram. 0.8 has been the recommended daily allowance.
Yes.
Right. Grams.
Grams per kilogram of body weight. But now that's slowly changing. But like we were just saying, when you did the conversion, that's about 0.4.
Yeah, 0.4 grams per pound of body weight.
Right. And that is there to what?
It's for sedentary. It's just for sedentary to prevent disease.
Right.
So it's for sedentary individuals to prevent malnutrition.
Right.
And the comment was, well, we don't want to just survive. We're actually suggesting to increase your protein so that you have a thriving life.
Right.
Is kind of what we were saying.
And really that goes with anything when you're taking supplements. We don't just want the bare minimum, right? Because we're not here to just get by and survive. We are actually here to survive in our time on this earth. So that's one of the things here with protein. But you'll notice more and more all functional medicine doctors are increasing their range. So now it's moving up. So now they're saying, okay, instead of saying 0.8 grams per kilogram, think about it, 0.8 grams per pound. Right. And again, there's a range. And when I say per pound, I'm talking about per pound of lean body weight. So example, if you are overweight and you're weighing 300 pounds, your goal is not to eat that amount in protein.
And let's simplify. Let's make it 1 gram per pound of body weight. Yeah. Right. So that 300 pound person is not going to eat 300 grams of protein. No. It shouldn't, right? It should be based on what you said, ideal body weight.
Right. Which there is a calculator that you can find online, and it's also in our health assessment. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, we have a health assessment that's wonderful. You can plug all your information in there, as well as determine your lean body weight. And that way you're seeing how many grams of protein you should be eating daily. And of course, your needs can vary. If you're really into bodybuilding and you need to really be on the upper end, that's right. If you're healing from maybe a surgery, upper end, elderly, because the amount of muscle mass that is just lost due to age, upper end, so it's very important. I'm not gonna keep going everybody should be at the upper end, but
it is challenging, right? So for me, 200 pounds, 200 grams of protein a day is tough. If I were going to eat all whole food based, protein, it would be a lot of calories. And there's a lot of protein shakes on the market that are also very calorie dense. So I would end up gaining a lot of weight.
Yes.
Right. And so for me, absolutely, it's a necessity that I supplement with a protein powder.
Sure. Yes. I'm so glad that you said that, because it is true, because I do get the question, how come I can't just fulfill my protein quota with, chicken, beef, fish, beans, whatever? You can. But if you have ever I love MyFitnessPal, so I'm just using that as an example. If you've ever used a tracking program like that, it is very hard to hit your protein goals without going over in your calorie goals without using a protein supplement. And I mean, just to say here, this is 20 grams per serving, 20 grams of protein for 100 calories. So, you know, and sometimes I'll have this twice a day. If you've seen things from me, I mix it into a lot of things that I eat. Right. So really I am getting about 2 servings a day. That's 40 grams of protein and only 200 calories. Right. So I'm not at a risk for overeating in calories, but I know I'm on the right track to hit my protein goal. That's why the supplementation with it comes into play.
And I think I want to make a note that people have heard probably about counting macros. I don't do that. I'm not sure if you do, Lisa, but like, I don't know, for a lot of people, it's too much to even get into, too much to even consider to have to count the fats, the carbohydrates, the protein, and really look at those every single day. But if you're going to pick one thing to measure, I think you should count your protein.
Yes.
Like, that would make sense to me.
That is true. So when you say like, do I do my macros? Yes, but the macro I focus on is the protein. Okay. The other two, the carbohydrates and the fats, they'll fill their ways in as long as you're just choosing healthy sources of them. Yep. And not overdoing one. It's a happy balance. But really, if you're doing any tracking, you want to reach your protein goal so you're not overeating or undereating, because undereating is a big problem too. You want to make sure you're hitting those calorie goals as well as your protein goals. Yep. Those are the two things. So it makes it so much less complicated to actually track. And if you do track, once you do for a little bit, maybe like about a month, you'll get a feel for like what your daily, meals look like. And you're really not going to go over or under by too much. It's actually going to make a difference.
Yep, exactly. So how do we do that effectively? Right? How do we supplement effectively with protein?
Oh, well, okay. Well, first I was going to talk into just a little bit more on, just highlight a little bit more on protein. So we know muscle growth and repair, obviously helps with weight management. Okay. Protein helps you feel full longer. Oh, example, you go to lunch and you're like, I am going to do so good. I am just going to eat a salad with all the lovely vegetables on there, just a little bit of oil and, balsamic vinegar, whatever it is. So it's super healthy. Yeah. And then an hour later, you're like, I'm starving.
Hungry.
Well, there was no protein.
Give me a protein bar.
Right. That just went right through you. So you want to make sure you get that piece of fish on there or get that chicken or something. You need protein to help you feel full longer. Yep. That's why sometimes even making a shake in between your meals, look, right, it's going to keep you full. You're not going to be reaching for an unhealthy snack. Right. You're getting that protein. You're not overeating calories. I mean, and not to mention it is delicious. If you haven't tried it, you do have to try it. It is a favorite in our house, kids and everything.
Yeah, the kids it's funny talking about the protein, just being blasted across social media everywhere about how much protein you need protein. And our kids are hearing it too, but you know what? That's not a bad thing.
No.
It's
education.
But,
yeah, so it controls your appetite, helps you reduce snacking, and supports fat loss while preserving that lean muscle mass. I mean, these are all like wonderful things. It's convenient. Busy schedule. Guys, I mean, we even have our shaker. You can put it in the shaker without water, and when you're ready for it, just add some water and shake it up. Right. I mean, it doesn't have to be blended into a smoothie. I mean, I love blending ours, but if I'm in a pinch, no, it's just going in a shaker bottle. That way I get it. Supports your metabolism, helps blood sugar balance. I mean, this is approved for diabetics. There's nothing in it that's going to raise your blood sugar. And another just part to throw out there, because this is plant-based, this is approved, like it's ideal for all lifestyles. You're vegan, you're vegetarian, you're athlete, recovering from illness, aging,
one there, right.
And just trying to be healthier. I mean, this is for everybody, but bottom line is protein powder makes it easier to hit your daily protein goals.
And I feel like especially for aging populations too, where the appetite's not the same, and when they do eat, they get full easier. But they're not typically choosing like really nutrient dense foods. So and protein shortages is a big challenge for the elderly. Yeah. And it certainly is a challenge where protein powders can absolutely help with that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I was just on the phone with a friend on the way over here to the studio, and her mom just had surgery. She's 90-some years old. She's very healthy, but she has zero appetite. So like getting her to eat has been a struggle. So your body can't heal properly. Mm-hmm. So not only is she like at an age where she really needs to make sure she's getting her nutrition, her protein, she's also has no appetite and whatnot. So they are doing protein shakes, right? You just get that protein in.
And for the fitness enthusiast, I mean, of course, it's this real big part of muscle protein synthesis. How do you think the body's going to put muscle on our bones? I mean, it really requires amino acids, and that's the clutch. That's the crutch of protein, right? Is getting your essential amino acids. So historically, the whey protein has been your gold standard because it's just got your perfect score of essential amino acids. Whereas plant-based weren't really quite as strong or as good. They've gotten better. They've gotten better over the years. And soy has always sort of been the best plant, but that's sort of fallen out a little bit of favor. So this is an organic. We went to an organic pea protein. Has a little bit of hemp protein, but it's predominantly pea. So it's USDA certified organic, and it does have a complete amino acid profile.
Right, and super easy to digest. That's like one of the benefits of it. I mean, it feels great on your gut.
And I think that's where most people fail whey.
Yes.
After, like, if they're okay with consuming dairy-based product, they'll go to whey, and the whey protein can sometimes cause some indigestion.
Right. Especially if you drink it too fast.
A little bit better tolerated, and that would be, I would say, that's probably the limiting step of protein supplementation would just be indigestion. Right. But I haven't experienced it a lot. Most people don't report indigestion.
No.
So it's a really well tolerated supplement, and I see very little downside. So when you're talking about earlier about like all the different ways and needs and things we need to supplement for, I'm like thinking like that is so much benefit. What's the risk? Very little. The risk benefit is like, maybe if there's kidney disease, you worry a little bit about having too much protein, and that's for your nephrologist to consult on. But I mean, beyond that, it's indigestion. I mean, I think that's it. I don't know where else the risk would be, right? Right. And that's, that's pretty compelling.
All right, so let's just run through the highlights of our protein. So, I mean, it's a clean plant-based protein source.
Organic. Yep.
It's organic, which is very wonderful. It's easily digestible.
Yep.
It has your complete amino acid profile.
Yep.
Supports, like we said, lean muscle mass and fat mass. 20 grams of high-quality protein per 100 calories.
Yep. 106.
101.
101. Sorry.
Don't forget that one.
Oh.
It's it's nutrient dense.
Yep.
There's no junk. Just like everything with Livegood.
No
GMO, no artificial sweeteners, preservatives. Right. We're third-party tested.
Yep. And glyphosate free.
Yep. Certificate of analysis is on the website.
Heavy metal testing was performed. If you're worried about that, which we are always.
Yes. And let's not forget
a certificate of analysis on the site. Metal testing, glyphosate free.
And affordable.
I have
to say, if you are a member, guys, it's $34.95. If you are not a member, retail, it's only $39.
That's 30 servings, guys.
Right. $34.95 versus $39.95 for 30 servings. So you are literally basically $1 a day.
Yeah, basically.
To get a serving.
Sure.
I mean, it's really hard to find a high quality protein on the market. Actually, you cannot find, in my eyes, a high quality protein on the market that's got everything that our protein has with the organic certification for the prices that we are offering. So, I mean, really just such an amazing thing. I'm trying to think if I didn't think of anything else that I wanted you to talk about on here. But
I was just going to run through a few questions.
Yes.
Thank you guys for hanging in there while we lost audio. It's very good flavor. It's I think it's very good flavor. For some of those that had an earlier version, when you do head-to-head, this was the preferred choice of the blind testing that we did. So it's good. And it's 30 servings in a bag, which is great.
Yep. And I'm just mixing one serving. So I don't have our shaker bottle right now, but I do have our frother. Just going to put it in water, just show you how it mixes up very well. But obviously, sometimes you might have to keep mixing with this, but that's why if you have a shaker bottle, you just keep shaking as you drink. But really, guys, it is so delicious.
Thrive.
Oops, I made a little mess.
It's
very good,
yeah. Awesome.
I mean, it's like vanilla ice cream.
It is. Exactly.
And I blend mine in a smoothie. I add fruit to it. It is not a meal replacement because, as we said, this is 101 calories. If you think 101 calories is a meal, guys, we got to talk. You need to make sure, and for a meal replacement, you want like a balance of your protein, carbohydrates, and fats, as well as a significant calorie source, because this is a meal, guys. Food is medicine. Like we need to heal. I mean, we need to heal. We need to eat.
What would you add to make it a meal replacement?
So, to add some carbohydrates in there, get some of your fruit. So I always do frozen organic berries, but you can do any fruit. I mean, you can play around with an apple in here, with some cinnamon, like the vanilla cinnamon apple, everything. You want for your fats, avocado. You can also do a tablespoon of olive oil. The avocado makes it almost like pudding like.
Yeah, sure.
Which I actually really enjoy. But if you're a texture person, you might not like the texture, but I enjoy it. The olive oil, you won't notice it at all. So you're just adding nutrient dense things that are going to help make it, significant calories, as well as I said, get the fat, get the protein. Get the fat, get the carbohydrates in there. But I mean, you can experiment with so many, and I'm going to be doing some more playing around with different ones, shakes that I make, and we'll make some videos of it so you guys can get those recipes as well. But
yeah, awesome.
Very, very easy to do.
And you've done some videos too where you have protein balls, you have a protein with your with sweet potato.
Yep,
so
I put it in the pancakes anytime I make muffins.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, so extremely versatile, guys. If you think it can go in there, just put it in.
Right.
Like you're just increasing the protein content of what you are eating or drinking. Coffee, I like putting in the coffee. You do have to kind of keep stirring it because, just kind of settles a little bit, but it's just so good. So if you don't want to use like a coffee creamer or anything, and also sometimes, I know a lot of people are black coffee drinkers, but it's really not the best for the gut, your gut lining, and also for some of us, it can increase our cortisol levels if we're just having black coffee on an empty stomach. So just adding some protein in there, do the job.
Smart. Yeah, those are good suggestions. Other things that you should combine, maybe think about with protein too, is collagen. So there's a lot of studies that are coming out showing all the benefits of type 1, type 3, which is actually the collagen peptides we have. But when you combine them with dietary protein, it also has a very beneficial response on muscle protein synthesis, so helping you retain and build muscle. Right. So that's been shown to be very beneficial. And then, of course, we've talked about the essential amino acids, the free form essential amino acids, which are the essential aminos, which is exactly what protein is made up of, because amino acids are the building blocks of protein.
Yes.
So for those of you that don't want or don't have the way to do the protein, you can do the essential aminos real quick in between, even as a beverage. It doesn't fill you up and can keep your body in muscle protein synthesis.
Sure. And I did see someone had mentioned on there, I'm sorry, I didn't see the name, had mentioned something about how hard it is for vegans to reach their protein goal. So very hard. That's why this can really come into play. Say you use this, 3 times a day. That's 60 grams right there. And then you could fill the rest. Again, it's hard because if you're just doing beans and like maybe quinoa and stuff like that, it's not as much protein. So then you end up having to eat a lot to try to get it. So definitely great help there. So
and when do you like to use yours? When do you?
Personally, I have it after the gym, but like you said, I mix it with protein. I mix it with my sweet potato for before the gym. So I think that video is coming out soon.
I do after, and then occasionally sometimes I'll do it in the afternoon, or sometimes honestly it'll be a dessert drink for me.
Yes. After dinner. If you finish dinner and you're just craving something sweet and you feel like you're just maybe didn't reach, maybe you're not that full.
Right.
Instead of going and reaching for like something snacky or something super high in sugar, you don't even have to put anything with it.
Right.
It's great. Shake it up or some ice and kind of make it more like an ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's another thing we've done. We've done the ice cream.
Yes, if you have like the Ninja Creamy.
Yeah.
I make every single ice cream that we make with our protein powder. So put it in wherever you can.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but protein is the essential macronutrient. It's not a fad. It's not a trend. Increasing your protein intake and increasing your protein goals can have a very, very positive outcome on your health, on your health, right?
100%. Yeah. So any further questions, guys, go ahead, email me, lisa@livegood.com. If not, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you every week. We'll be back here next Monday talking about something else. And if you have not tried our protein powder, make sure you do today, livegood.com.
Awesome.
All right.
See you guys
later.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye now.